Article 550 of the National Electrical Code, also known as NFPA 70, addresses the specific requirements for mobile homes and mobile home parks. Within Article 550, Section 550.12 focuses on services. Subsection D specifically addresses the termination of underground residential distribution cables, commonly referred to as URD cables. According to Section 550.12d, URD cables are prohibited from terminating inside the main panel of a manufactured or mobile home. The code mandates that these cables must terminate outside the panel enclosure. This requirement stems from safety considerations and the unique construction characteristics of mobile homes. URD cables are typically designed for direct burial and are constructed with materials that may not be fully compatible with the wiring methods commonly used inside mobile home panels. Terminating URD cables directly within the panel could create potential hazards, including but not limited to increased risk of electrical shorts, ground faults, and potential fire hazards. The intention is to isolate the URD cable termination from the internal wiring system of the mobile home, ensuring a safer and more reliable electrical installation. In practice, this means that the URD cable must enter a separate enclosure located outside the mobile home. This enclosure serves as a transition point where the URD cable is terminated and connected to conductors that are approved for use inside the mobile home panel. Common methods for achieving this include using a junction box or a service entrance rated enclosure specifically designed for outdoor use. Inside this enclosure, appropriate connectors and splicing techniques must be employed to ensure secure and reliable connections. The conductors extending from this enclosure into the mobile home panel must comply with all other applicable requirements of the National Electrical Code, including proper sizing, insulation type, and overcurrent protection. It is crucial to use listed and labeled components that are specifically designed for the intended application. This ensures that the installation meets the safety standards established by recognized testing laboratories such as Underwriters Laboratories or Intertek. Failure to comply with the requirements of Section 550.12d can result in code violations, failed inspections, and potentially dangerous electrical conditions. It is essential for the electricians and installers to carefully review and understand all applicable requirements of the National Electrical Code before commencing any electrical work on mobile homes. This includes not only Section 550.12d but also all other relevant sections of Article 550 and other applicable articles of the Code. When working with URD cables, it is important to follow the manufacturer's instructions for handling, terminating, and splicing. URD cables typically have specific requirements for conductor preparation, insulation stripping, and connector torque. Failing to follow these instructions can compromise the integrity of the connection and create potential hazards. Furthermore, it is essential to ensure that the grounding and bonding system of the mobile home is properly installed and maintained. This includes ensuring that all metal parts of the mobile home are bonded together and connected to the grounding electrode system. A properly installed grounding and bonding system helps to minimize the risk of electrical shock and provides a path for fault current to flow back to the source, tripping the overcurrent protective device. In addition to the technical requirements of the National Electrical Code, it is also important to consider any local amendments or regulations that may be in effect. Local jurisdictions may have additional requirements or interpretations that must be followed. It is always advisable to consult with the local electrical inspector or authority having jurisdiction to ensure compliance with all applicable codes and regulations. The NEC is a comprehensive document that is regularly updated to reflect changes in technology and safety standards. It is essential for electricians and installers to stay current with the latest edition of the NEC and any applicable local amendments. Continuing education courses and professional development opportunities can help to ensure that electricians and installers have the knowledge and skills necessary to perform electrical work safely and effectively. In summary, Section 550.12d of the National Electrical Code prohibits the termination of URD cables inside the main panel of a mobile home. These cables must terminate in a separate enclosure located outside the mobile home. This requirement is intended to enhance electrical safety and prevent potential hazards. Compliance with this requirement, along with all other applicable requirements of the NEC, is essential for ensuring a safe and reliable electrical installation in mobile homes. When dealing with electrical installations in mobile homes, one must always prioritize safety and adhere strictly to the National Electrical Code and local regulations. Understanding the specific requirements for URD cable termination is crucial for preventing potential hazards and ensuring the well-being of the occupants. Firstly, the proper selection of materials is vital. Use only listed and labeled connectors and enclosures specifically designed for the intended application. Secondly, ensure that all connections are made according to the manufacturer's instructions and torqued to the specified values. Thirdly, double-check the grounding and bonding system to ensure it is properly installed and connected. Lastly, remember that URD cables are designed for underground use and may not be suitable for all indoor applications. Always consult the manufacturer's specifications and the NEC for guidance on appropriate usage. Consider the environmental factors when selecting the location for the termination enclosure. Choose a location that is protected from direct sunlight, moisture, and physical damage. Ensure that the enclosure is properly sealed to prevent the ingress of water and other contaminants. When routing conductors from the termination enclosure to the mobile home panel, use appropriate wiring methods such as conduit or cable with suitable protection against physical damage. Support the conductors properly and avoid sharp bends that could damage the insulation. Always de-energize the circuit before working on any electrical equipment. Use a voltage tester to verify that the circuit is de-energized before touching any wires or components. Wear appropriate personal protective equipment, such as gloves and eye protection, to protect yourself from electrical hazards. If you are not qualified to perform electrical work, hire a licensed electrician to do the job. Electrical work can be dangerous and should only be performed by those who have the necessary training and experience. Remember that electrical codes and regulations are constantly evolving. Stay up to date on the latest changes and interpretations by attending continuing education courses and consulting with local electrical inspectors. The National Electrical Code is not a substitute for good judgment and common sense. Always exercise caution and think carefully about what you are doing before performing any electrical work. If you are unsure about something, ask for help from a qualified electrician or electrical inspector. The information provided here is for general guidance only and should not be considered a substitute for professional advice. Always consult with a licensed electrician or electrical inspector for specific guidance on your particular situation. By following these guidelines, you can help to ensure a safe and reliable electrical installation in mobile homes. The goal is to prevent electrical hazards and protect the occupants from potential harm.